In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Barriss Offee for the Clone Wars line from back in 2011. She's been my most wanted Clone Wars action figure for a few years now. I have been scoping it out on eBay for a few years and finally found one for a good price. Most of the prices seem to be like $50 plus for her, but I found one a little bit cheaper than that, and I figured the time has finally come for me to get her. So I've had Luminara for about 5 years now, and of course a lot of the other characters she interacts with are like Ahsoka, Clone Trooper C, I think his name is. It's this guy right here. And just the various characters that we see her interact with throughout the series. So it only makes sense for me to go ahead and add her. Plus, Barriss is one of my favorite Jedi anyway. I've talked about it before that I'm not happy with the direction they took her character in the Clone Wars series. But at least through Season 2, I would say actually up until Season 5, I think they did an alright job with her. Although I'm not too crazy about the age discrepancy. Of course, in the prequels, she's in her early 20s, and then here, it seems like she's, or we're under the impression she's about 14, 15 years old. Same age as Ahsoka. And it's never really explained, and I don't even think it's ever been addressed by Dave Filoni or anyone else. But that's one thing. But regardless, so far I think this is a great looking action figure, and I would like to complete the entire Clone Wars line someday. I hope I have the opportunity to do that. But at the bare minimum, I would at least like to collect all the Jedi, and this is a great start of getting there. So, image of Barriss here, Star Wars Clone Wars, the Galactic Battle Game card. You have the die right there. Action figure with the brain worms from Season 2. And then this 30-day membership for this Clone Wars Adventures. Even back in the day, I never bothered to look it up or try to find out exactly what this was all about. Perhaps I'll look more into it now. But the offer did expire on 3/1/12, and U.S. residents only. Back here, Barriss Offee is infected with a Geonosian brainworm. Padawan has survived the battle to destroy a droid factory on Geonosis. She is aboard a medical frigate when she and several other passengers are infected. Brainwashed by the worms, she attacks fellow Padawan Ahsoka, who struggles to save the ship and all on board. Other action figures in the line. Wolf will be coming up here soon, and I hope to get all three of these at some point. And she's Clone Wars number 50 for Shadow of the Dark Side. Each time they did a packaging change from like 2008 and then into the red and white packaging, and then this one, they did do new numbering systems every time. But let's just go ahead and get her open. Do this one on screen. The Galactic Battle Game card. No more stats there. Stats seem kind of low. I think a lot of the characters are usually much higher than that, like 14 or 15 even. But then again, she is a Padawan. Then we have the rules on the back. Have the classic blue die. I've showed this off on the channel a couple times before. And there are other colored ones. There's black ones, for instance. does have an elastic band around her. I don't think any of the TBC action figures these days use elastic bands at all. Can't tell you the last time I've seen that with the modern figures. She'll definitely need a stand. It seems like her face there is at an angle. I think that's the way the action figure is supposed to be. It's just a little bit of a different design. And unfortunately, she fits on the stand pretty good. So here's that Clone Wars Adventures code. Guess it doesn't really matter to show this anymore since it's expired. Free 30-day online virtual world membership. Some station cash. And I do recall getting these back in the day, but most of the time I would just look at it and then throw it to the side. And her hands are definitely tiny. I have to open that up a little bit. Some of the Clone Wars action figures, the grip is either too wide, or they can barely hold their weapon, and then sometimes it's just too tight. And I would like to try and replicate the brain worms, how they are on the package. So it looks like this one is kind of wrapped around her. Perhaps like, well, let's take that off for a moment. Something like that, and then actually we'll do this. Brain worms do have a little bit of flex to them. And it looks like something like that. And there we go. So I think the head sculpt looks good. The face paint turned out pretty good. She has a very neutral expression. Headdress looks good. Some nice details. Now her movie accurate figure has her cape here go all the way down, while here it just goes just about to her waist. And she has a soft good skirt. Feels like a thick material. I can tell it's been in the package for a while because it just has that feel to it. I'm sure she appreciates being out of the plastic prison. And then for her legs here, very standard. Has that animated style. Articulation seems like it's okay. Her head is on a ball joint, and it looks like she has hinged shoulders. Now it doesn't look like she has hinged elbows though, but she does have a swivel forearm. And I can understand why they did that, because of her arms being so small. It'd be kind of hard to fit a hinge in there. She does have a swivel waist, then swivel hips, and I think that's it. And nothing in the knees or ankles. So her articulation's okay. Then we have the 3 brain worms here. You see the one that's wrapped around her left arm there. Basically looks like there's a brain. And then the other 2. And as I mentioned, they're fairly flexible. And then of course her lightsaber. And no spot around her belt to plug in an extra hilt. Unfortunately, the Clone Trooper sleeve or slide that I have, he did not come with the brain worms. They usually accompany him. I think his action figure came with him. So it's nice to finally have the brain worms. Yeah, Luminar just doesn't want to stand on her own too well. And unfortunately, the hole in her foot doesn't have much depth to it either. But we do the best we can. And it's great seeing Master and Apprentice, or Master and Padawan I should say, side by side now. And we'll go ahead and bring Ahsoka in, since apparently Ahsoka's her closest friend in the show. They all look great together. But I think that's all I can initially tell you about Barriss here. Would I recommend her for your collection? If you're a big fan of the Clone Wars animated line, I would definitely say go for it. She is going to be a little bit more on the pricey side though, in terms of Jedi. So that may be a significant factor for a lot of people. But my initial impression is that she's a great action figure. I'm glad to finally add her to my collection. I hope to make many diorama displays with her and Luminara side by side here in the future. And yeah, it's just great to add another Jedi to the collection. and especially a character like Barriss. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for playing more in the future. There's always more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate your support, and check out the links in the description if you haven't done so already. And as always, thanks for watching.